Hey S&J crew, welcome back to our channel. You know, Jazz here. I know y'all probably wondering where the hell Sky is at, but we decided to do something a little different this time. As you can already tell from the caption of our video, we are both going to be describing the way we came out. And so it's a little bit more serious topic, so we both have different experiences. So we decided to do them, you know, tell ours separately. Of course, I'm gonna go first because, you know. But anyways, so yeah, like I said, it is a serious topic. I know there is a lot of people that can relate to this topic who have been there before, have already came out, or individuals that don't know how to and they want to because they feel like they're not themselves and they're just kind of scared of how people around them might react to the topic, or them, you know, coming out and being homosexual, being whatever it is, maybe transgender, gay, but whatever the topic is, or whatever you feel like, whatever you feel like you are. It's a difficult topic to talk about because some people accept it, some people don't, some people shame you for it. It's just, there's a lot of hate revolving it. So we decided to do it separately. So I'm gonna start with my experience and then you'll hear her experience. So mine started about let's see, going into sophomore year, if not already sophomore year in high school, is when I actually like told, you know, spoke it out to existence. But I had actually always felt a certain way towards the same sex. Of course, as you know, growing up as a child, or you know, what was I about? In sophomore year, it might have been, I was about 14, 15 years old, so think younger than that, trying to describe that to individuals, that's just something that wasn't socially acceptable then. I know it's probably not that long ago, maybe like 10, 11 years, but that's something that is socially acceptable. It's a little more acceptable now than it was then. Of course, it's still not all the way now, but back then it was even harder. And I grew up in a very religious home, you know, go to church on Wednesdays, Sundays, stuff like that. So I always, you know, I was told like, oh, you go to hell, you do this, you do that. And so that's something scary as a child, having to sit up here and explain that the way you feel is an evil thing, is a bad thing, is something that's not okay. So when I officially like spoke it out to existence, came out, as you can tell from the videos, first video, or the questions video, I was only raised by my mom. My dad was never there. So I came out to my mom, and it was kind of, I see it now as like, some may see it as cowardly, but as a child, I was just like, this is the best way I know how to do it. So I actually wrote her like in a letter. My mom worked later on at night, so I knew I wanted to come out the only way I knew how. So I wrote it down on a piece of paper and like put in like letter format and shit, and put it in her room so that she could see it whenever she got home. I just felt like it was on my chest and I need to get it off. Honestly, don't know what finally made me do it. I think I was just tired of, I don't know, her wanting me to be a certain way that I wasn't. And then always pressuring me like, oh, you don't got a boyfriend, this and that. Like, no, don't even like that type, like, nah. So I just wrote it down, put it in her room, and then I remember that night I could not go to sleep at all. I was just like tossing and turning. I was just like, I didn't know, like, oh man, what is she gonna think? Like, will she still love me? Will she still, you know, see me as her child and not just like, I didn't raise you this way? Because a lot of parents do that. Oh, I didn't raise you this way. Oh, you know better, this and that. And I think that's kind of unfair because it has nothing to do with your parenting, the way you raised me. It has nothing to do with that at all, but that's just what everyone seems to think. So yeah, I wrote it down, wrote in a letter, put it in her room. And so once I wrote the letter to my mom, I ended up waking up to a letter on my dresser, and I remember I just held it all day. I took it to school with me, and I was scared to read it. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, oh hell no, she's gonna say like, get out of my house, some shit. Like, I didn't know. So I ended up reading it, and it wasn't as bad as I thought. It was more like, oh, it's just a phase. Every person in the LGBTQ community knows that term. It's just a phase. And she was like, you'll grow, you'll grow out of it. You just haven't found the one. You know, the cliche thing that parents say, or that your loved ones say, or family, friends, whatever it may be. And I was just like, okay. So, years later come, and when I ended up being with the first girl I was with, that was just like, it became like, oh, they started acting like, oh, this is so new. But it was like, no, like, I tried to tell you. And, I was like, I tried to tell you then, and, now that I'm with this person, it's like, oh, like, what is this? Like, it's because you thought it was a phase, and I still feel this way. So I acted on the way I felt. And, it was hard for a little while, not having the acceptance of my loved ones, and, getting talked down on, how I'm not gonna be here. And at the time all this was happening, my best friend passed away, and I was just told, like, you're not gonna see him, you're not gonna go to heaven, you're not gonna see him again. That was really hard as a teenager who's going through that, who just lost their best friend, the person that they could rely on like so closely, told everything to. That was really hard, and I really didn't know how to handle it, honestly. Like, I look back at it and I'm like, I did that shit. Like, I handled that shit. I stood the fuck up and held my ground. And I feel like it seems like right now the situation or circumstance that you may be going through, it seems hard, but I guarantee you have, the love of others, the support of others who've been there and have moved on from that situation and just grown 10 times stronger. Like, those people out there just need to know, like, you're not alone. There's others out there that you can talk to, communicate with. It doesn't have to be the end of the world or the end of your life. Like, it doesn't. Like, reach out, talk to people. People are gonna love you for who you are. And it may not be a family, maybe they don't. And if it's not, you know what, that's a tough ass thing to have to deal with. But your happiness should always come first. No matter what it is, your happiness should always come first. And others may have had it a bit harder than me, or some may have had it easier than me. But whatever the situation is, just know that there's others out there that have been in a situation similar to you, and they came out of it 10 times stronger and loved and accepted by those. And yeah, it may take a while, to adjust to. Not everyone, individuals take that the way they take it. Some may take it, oh, like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Or some might be like, a little standoff, a little weird towards it. But the real ones are gonna love you and care for you and always be there for you, no matter what. And those are the ones you gotta keep very closely, because those are your real, true friends, your real, true family members. Doesn't matter. They love you and support you, and they're there to watch you. And at the end of the day, we should all just want to be greater people. There should be no hate, not even if it's from your family. If it is, that you just gotta cut that shit off, because that's holding you back, and you don't deserve to be held back. You deserve to be accepted just like everybody else. So, like I said, I hope my story was useful to you. I hope those who haven't, whenever you're ready to come out, you feel a little lighter. You don't have that burden on your shoulders and on your chest. And if you ever need someone to talk to, Me and Skylar's, both of our social media is in the description. You can always hit me up. It's, you know, open door for anybody. You know, we want individuals to follow us because they, you know, they want that happy, positive content in their life. If they're going through, you know, if you're going through a tough time, or, you know, times are hard right now because of this situation or other situations, you know, hit us up, let us know. We'll definitely give, you know, advice. We'll be there for you. Don't ever feel alone and that you have no one and it needs to end, because it always gets better. No matter what, you always see light at the end of the tunnel, and I will always live by that. So I hope my video was useful and some of y'all can relate. So now on to Skylar's video.
Hey guys, so you've probably already watched Jazz's coming out video at this point. So now it's my turn to tell you guys my story. So here we go. So it started out last summer. I met Jazz last summer actually. We worked at a summer camp together with a bunch of little kids, and we were put in the same group together. And you know, when I met her, like as soon as I saw her, I just knew, like, you know, she's beautiful. Like I just want to be close to her. I want to talk to her. Like I want to know more about her. I just wanted to be around her. And you know, I had never felt that way before. It was all new to me, especially with a girl. Like it was like I just didn't know how to handle it. So I just kind of went along with it. I just talked to her every day. I didn't, you know, try anything. I just wanted to talk to her. I wanted to get to know her. And my dad was actually the one who was with me all summer. My mom was away in New York for work. So my dad was kind of the one to witness all that. He would see me talking to her on the phone, you know, just always consistently talking to her. And he'd be like, you know, I see you on the phone with your little girlfriend. And like, I would just kind of take it as a joke, like, you know, haha, I wouldn't think anything of it. But then like, I started thinking more about it. I was like, no, like I really like this girl. Like I really like, as much as it's a whole change, everything, I really wanted to be with her. So we were at a wedding one night, and with my parents, it was a family friend wedding. And I went outside to go talk to Jazz, and my dad was like, oh, she's outside talking to her little girlfriend. And he said that to my mom. My mom was like, what? Like, you know, off guard. She didn't know like what was going on. She was like, what is this? Like your dad's talking about like you being like gay or whatever. And I was like, I don't know, like, why does it matter, you know? Because my whole life, we've grown up with, like, gay people, lesbian people all around us, who, like, it was never an issue. So I was like, you know, maybe it'll be easier telling my mom, you know, because she's never had a problem with the LGBTQ, anything like that. And so she went back to New York after this whole wedding thing, like, situation happened, and, you know, I just kind of, like, let it all out. I was like, hey, like, she came at me kind of like, she didn't come at me, but she was like, why are you, like, what is this, like, what's going on? She's like, I don't even know you anymore. And you know, that, like, that's like the few words that really stuck out to me, was like when she said she didn't even know me anymore. Because it's like sorry, whenever my mom said like she didn't even know me anymore, it was like, you know, I'm the same person. I haven't changed. I'm still the same person. Like, I'm still your daughter. And it just like really hurt to like hear those words coming out of her mouth, because, you know, I'm still the same person. I haven't changed at all. I just like a girl, you know, like it wasn't anything different. And so I was like really taken back. Like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to handle it, because, you know, this is my mom. Like, she's never had a problem with any gay people, and then all of a sudden whenever, you know, I bring it up, I understand it might be different for a child. Maybe one day when I have my own child, I don't know. I really don't know. But I just didn't understand what she didn't understand. Like, I'm still the same person, you know? And like, that was really hard for me to get over that. And I mean, even to this day, there's still some things that, you know, us as a family, we're still working out, you know? But as obviously it's worked out, you know, me and Jazz are together, we have our own apartment. Like, my parents are very supportive. You know, I love them very, very much. I don't say it a lot, but I love them very, very much. And, you know, we're still making progress. I'm not saying everything's perfect. It's not, nothing is perfect, but we have made it a long way. And, you know, my mom she loves jazz. She sees what jazz has helped me, you know, become a better person to this day. And, you know, I can just be thankful for that, you know. It's just like, it gets better. It definitely gets better. It starts off like really rough, and I know there's a lot of you guys who are probably going through the same thing, and you have parents who aren't, you know, adjusting to that or don't want to accept you at all, and like that sucks. Like, it really sucks because I know that feeling. So I mean, it's definitely tough. Like, not every parent is as supportive as mine were. Of course, mine were definitely against it at first, didn't really know how to handle all of it, which, you know, that's anybody whenever they're so used to one thing, and, you know, this type of thing, especially with this like world and how it's so kind of frowned upon, they're gonna not only just think it's bad for you and try to figure out what's going on, but, you know, they want to protect you. They see what's going on out there. People look at anybody who's gay, lesbian, trans differently. Like, everyone knows that. We see it every day. Me and Jazz, we can just go walking somewhere, and if we just hold hands, you know, we have people staring at us. But that's whenever we decide, you know, we don't care. We're still the same people. Just because it's 2 girls or 2 guys, whatever, like, we're still the same person. We're not any different than you. And, you know, like, we just want you guys to feel like, you know, if you ever feel alone, I don't want you to feel alone. You can always talk to us. You can come to us about anything, because we've been there. Like, I've been there. I know, you know, whenever this whole thing happened, I had just moved to Dallas. So, you know, all my friends back home from Kansas City, I didn't have them to really talk to. Like, yeah, I could talk to them over the phone, but, you know, that's not the same having someone there to physically, you know, just talk to. And that kind of sucked, because the only person I really had to talk to was Jazz. But because my parents were so, I say, against it, it was just hard to, you know, it took a toll on me. I didn't really know what to do, and it just sucked, because you can say you don't care what your parents think, you don't care, like, you can be on your own, but at the end of the day, you're gonna care what they think. You want your parents to be a part of your life. You want to have their approval. And I mean, till this day, like, there's still some things me and my parents had to work out, but like I said earlier, like, we've just grown so much. So I mean, I just hope the best for all of you guys. If there's anybody watching who, you know, hasn't came out to their parents yet, or even has and they're still having issues, like, you can definitely always come to me and talk to me about it. I'm always here. You know, my social media is in, like, the description down below, so I don't want you to feel like you have nobody else to talk to, because I'm definitely here to talk to. You know, and I just really hope that our videos today really helped you, you know, feel like you're not by yourself, and, you know, you can relate to what we're going through and some of the things that we've been through, and know that you're not the only one. Like, I promise you, you're not the only one. There's billions of people out there, and you just have to keep pushing through. Things will get better. I promise you, things will get better. You just have to get over that hump. And I hope that you do have supportive friends and supportive family like we do now, because it is so much better when you have it.
Hey guys, so you probably just watched our videos and might have been a little emotional. You know, I cried. But we want you guys to feel like you're not alone in this whole process, that you feel comfortable enough to, you know, talk to your family and friends about it, or if you don't have family and friends who do support you, that you can always come to us. Like we said, our social media and all that is in the description below. So, you know, feel free to always open up to us about anything. We'll always be here. But yeah, that's really about it. So if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, and I hope you liked our video.